Alright guys, we are back for round two. In our first video, we talked about why you should network. We're here with Ramon Alejandro. He's dropping the microphone. Um, we obviously we're all wearing blue. That's cool. So the first video, yes, the Blue Man group. I like that. So first video, we talked about why you should network. We all know why. If you want that dream job, if you want to pivot careers, new customers for your business, you have to network. So most people know you have to network, but they rarely get strategy, they really get insights, tips, actionable steps. So in this video, we're actually going to go through the strategy. So we're going to start with Ramon. He's an interview expert, has his own business, Persuasive Interview. Make sure to check it out. We'll put the link in. But what's the strategy? So how do you actually go about networking properly?
Planning. No one does that. Everyone just jumps in again, like I mentioned earlier. They go to happy hour, and then they're wondering how come no one shows up, or how come I didn't meet anyone that I could use for to network, to get me to my dream job. So I would say first plan, and the first step of planning is knowing where you want to go. Mm-hmm. You can't have a map without knowing where your end goal is. So what is it you want? You want a new job. You want more clients. You want to make new friends. You want to get a girlfriend, boyfriend. And from there, you work your way back. Okay, so where do these people hang out? And if, for example, a job, easiest thing you can do, go to an industry group. They have the events. So I would go there. If you're trying to find friends, go to a more social event. You probably wouldn't go to a CPA training event if you're trying to make friends. Again, boyfriend, girlfriend. Where would you find those people? Where are the people that you want to meet at? Mm-hmm. That's the first thing I would do. Figure out where you want to end, so that way you can work your way back.
Yeah. Yeah, for example, Ramon and I, we met at one of the former Noshemba National Society of Hispanic MBAs, which is now Prospanica. We met at that event. And in my case, that's my strategy. I'm here doing my MBA, I want to find a job, so I just go to organizations like Prospanica, and I go to their webpage, see what the upcoming events are going to be, what are going to be the companies are going to be presenting in those events, and also alumni events. So it goes back to what you want to achieve. But for example, if you're someone who wants to find a job, there's marketing organizations, there's the National Society of Women MBAs, there's a lot, Hype, yeah. Houston Young Professional Endeavor, there's a lot of organizations out there. So you just go check the calendars, maybe do it at the beginning of every month, like just plan the month ahead. These are the events are going on, these are ones I want to go, and just put it on your calendar, RSVP. That way you have the pressure to go, and that's how I go about the strategy. At that point, that can change. Maybe at some point, probably Ramon now gets invited to events, so he doesn't need to look that much for opportunities to network. Now the opportunities are coming to him. But at the beginning, you have to
look for them.
To look for those opportunities.
One thing, for me, at least, events that really work for me are events where you have to pay to be there. Mm-hmm. Because that pre-selects everyone who's going to be there. You're not going to get people who are wasting time because they're paying, even if it's $5. Mm-hmm. You get a completely different kind of people at an event where you have to pay to be there, as opposed to a free, networking happy hour where you have literally hundreds of people there. Mm-hmm. But again, some people are there to party, some people are there to hook up, some people are there for clients, looking for jobs. But if you go to the event where you say, okay, I had to pay $20 to be here, the only people who are serious about that are going to be there. So that's one of my requirements now for events I go to.
Another thing is, as a student, make the most out of the opportunities, because a lot of these events offer discounts for students, or even I've been invited to a lot of the Texas CEO Magazine Summit, Houston Hispanic Chamber of Commerce, all because of the school. Yeah. They say they need students to represent the school, and if you show up in time, make the school look good, they're going to keep inviting you. So opportunities that are out there, you just need to start doing the work and looking for those.
Well, I think one of the things you guys have hit on really well is planning, but don't just go to go. Like Ramon was talking about in the previous video is, don't just send out 100 resumes, because that's not really networking. It's the same thing, don't just check off like, oh, I went to Hype event, oh, I went to AMA. It's like, well, that's not really networking if you just show up and nothing.
Correct.
You could get more out of a coffee that was planned out, and I reached out to this person, they said yes. So don't just go to an event to go to an event. Go with a
plan.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
One of the things that worked for me, because I'm an introvert, English is not my first language, and I felt comfortable going to these events. But I knew I had to do it, so it was like, okay, I had to go. I need to meet 3 people. Just 3, not 10, not everybody, just 3 that I can remember what we talk about. I can remember their name, and I'm going to connect with them on LinkedIn at the end with a personalized message, because I'm going to be able to remember, like, hey, Ramon, it was great meeting you at the Noshemba Career Accelerator event. Thanks for all the information you shared about how to be more persuasive and how to stand out on the interview. That way, he's gonna feel that I was really paying attention, and it's not a gimmick. I was really paying attention, and now we're connected because of that. So, try with a small goal, like have a strategy. Don't think out of the event you're gonna get a job right away or a job offer, because that may not be the best goal or expectation. But just have one or two, 3 small things that you want to achieve on that event. What would you say in that case, Ramon, for strategy?
So for me, I actually like to even do it. So yeah, like a small goal would work, but be very specific. For me, instead of saying I'm gonna meet 3 people, I say I'm gonna meet these 3 people.
Okay.
Like I actually, so an easy way for me, again, I'm an introvert too. People say, well, you really? Like, yeah, I just have to get over that when I have to network, because when I was looking for jobs, I had to get past that. Now that I'm looking for clients, I have to get past that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I could be introvert all day long, but if I am like that all the time, I can't get clients, and that doesn't work for me. So what I used to do before was I was in different organizations and clubs, and I would be a volunteer basically. So this is an easy one. Become a volunteer at some club, at any club. Before the event starts, they usually send a list of the RSVPs. You go through the list of the RSVPs and you figure out who each person is. And from there, you determine, okay, who should I meet? Who of these people there's going to be a good connection for me, that I can provide some value, but they can also help me achieve my goals. So that way, and you go, it's easy. You can go to Google, you can LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, you can find all their history. And then you say, okay, from all these 30, 35 people, 40 people, 100 people are going to show up. These 3 people are the ones that I'm pretty sure are going to show up because they're RSVP. And again, if they paid, they're probably going to be there because they put money down. And so my goal is to meet these 3 people, and I already know some of their history, where they work, what they like to do, what they put on Facebook, on Twitter. So I have several points of I can just introduce myself to them using some of these things that I've learned from them. So yeah, do a goal. But I think for me at least, it works very specific, because that way I don't feel I have to meet 100 people. Again, as an introvert, I say, okay, only these 3 people I have to meet. If they're not there, I don't have to meet them. But if they're there, it's my goal to meet them. It makes it easier for me.
One thing I picked up from you is that to search all the social media, Pinterest and everything, because you can find a lot of information about the other person. And again, it's not about feeling fake. It's not like if I see, oh, Ramon likes rugby, I need to study about rugby to connect with him. No, like the idea is to search enough to find something that we can both relate.
Yeah.
And then it's just so much easier. But I remember, like, now I do that. After that, like, I go through all the possible social media networks to find all the information that I can find on the person.
So main thing is plan. So don't just go networking and be like, I'm just gonna network. So it's actually have a plan. So just kind of recapping, we know why we have to network. It's part of our purpose. Meet new people, connect people, job seeking, all that stuff. So you have to network. In order to network, you have to have a good plan. Make sure you have a good strategy. So in the next video, we're gonna go through actionable steps. So what are the things you can start doing today, tomorrow, to actually become a high-level networker and all the way to expert. So that'll be in the next video, guys.
Okay.